Hello, everyone. It's Ella here from the All Writers Welcome Facebook group. And I am here to talk to you today about author websites. Should you have one or should you not? Why do you need one or do you need one? So I'm going to get started in a minute, but first I'm going to do the All Writers Welcome I'm Live dance. Okay, so I'm going to talk today about author websites and if you should even have one. And the answer is, well, it's a question mark. And here's what I'm going to say. If you are planning on having this be your business, if your books is part of a business strategy, or that you have any intention of having a bunch of readers and making money with your with your books, then yes, you should have an author website. If you are just publishing, if you're making books to give to your family, then no, you don't really need an author website. But if you have any intention of having this make money or be some kind of business interest, or you just want to have a lot of readers, I do recommend having an author website. So why do you need an author website and how? And we're going to get to that. So the number one reason that you need an author website is, well, one of the reasons you need an author website is so you can collect emails from your fans. Now, what's the difference between collecting Facebook likes and collecting emails? Well, I've said this before and I'll probably keep saying it. You don't have any control over Facebook's algorithm. So if you don't know if when you post something, the people who have liked your page are actually going to see it. And chances are, if they haven't visited your page in a while or they aren't active on your Facebook page, then they might not see, chances are they won't see your post. Whereas if you collect people's email addresses, you can guarantee that your email, when you send them a notification of something or an update, you can guarantee that notification will get to them in their email. And there are a couple different strategies that you can do. A lot of people using Gmail, and it might go to the promotions tab, and there are strategies that you can do to make sure that it gets to the inbox tab. But even so, you still know that they are actually getting it, whereas with Facebook, you don't know if they will ever see what you post. So that's one reason why it's nice to have a website, is so that you can start collecting the email addresses of the people who really like your stuff. And as you know, I'm a huge fan of marketing, and the marketing that I like is the building relationships marketing. And it's really hard to build a relationship with somebody who never sees your stuff. So that's one thing. Now, there are two. I'm going to go now into the how to make your website, because obviously I'm for doing a website. And there are a number of platforms that you can do it on. I recommend WordPress because you can start for free and then you can upgrade as you grow, and it doesn't cost it doesn't have to cost you money when you start, and as you grow, you don't have to change platforms. And most everybody that has a serious website now uses WordPress, and you don't have to change platforms. You could just stay with WordPress the whole time. There's not going to be any copying and pasting from one platform to another platform if you have to redo your website someday. So yeah, right now you're not thinking about my website in 5 years, but why not start on something that's free and relatively easy and that does leave you the room for the potential to grow. Okay. Now, with that in mind, there are two kinds of websites. There's the kinds of websites that sell your books, and there are the kind of websites that sell your world. And I don't know if this is a concept. I haven't seen this concept anywhere else, but I've noticed it, and I think it's really powerful. And it's powerful for a couple of reasons. One, it's way more fun as an author to make a website that sells your world than it is to make a website that sells your books. And it's more effective. So let me get into this a little bit. So if you have people who have already read your book, okay, and they love your book so much that they go to your website to find out more, guess what? The reason they liked your book is because of the story and the world. And they were reading the book and they got to the end and they were like, no, no, I don't want it to end. And so they went and they looked you up. They looked your website up and they're like, where is Jane? Does she have more? And they go to your website, and if you've made a website that is that is built around your world, it's a continuation of your book, and you have hooked people in right then. And let me tell you a bit about what some of these websites that are worlds instead of just books, what they have. So they have they'll have on their menu characters, and then they'll have little character cards with images of the characters, plus maybe a little blurb or a little backstory, or they'll have like images, or they'll have like worlds. There's one author, Jeff Wheeler. He does this amazingly. It's Jeff, Jeff Wheeler, Wheeler. And he has an amazing website that is an extension of his world. And he actually has, since he has multiple series, he actually has a tab that says worlds. And you go in and it goes into the worlds. Like there's maps and images. And so when you finish reading one of his books, then you go to his website and there's just more stuff. And you can bet that his fans are true fans because they get to participate in his worlds and in his books, even outside of the books. So like I said, if you have somebody who has already read your book, then they get to get even more of it and they're happy. If you have somebody who has not read your book yet, like if you're building an audience and you're building like the first times that people are reading your books, they haven't actually read them yet. And you're like, this is my first book. It's coming out soon. And you're only reaching out to potential readers. Well, guess what? They get to be introduced to your world and see if they like it before the book even comes out. And I can tell you, you can have a website that you're like, hey, this looks really interesting. Like you have some of the character cards on there, you have some of the world images, and people are going to really like, or at least be intrigued, and maybe not everybody, but the right people, your audience. The right people are really going to be intrigued by what you have on your website as your worlds. They're gonna be like, ooh, this is the kind of thing, this is the kind of world that I like to lose myself in when I'm reading. And they're gonna sign up for your email list and be ready when your book comes out. Now that takes us back to the beginning of having a website to sign up on your email list, because people who are excited about your worlds are going to want to get your emails about when you have more stories coming out, about when they get to spend more time in the world that you've created. And so I highly recommend making a website, in a world website. So you're selling people, you're not selling people your books, you're selling people your world, which is so much closer to selling people your story instead of selling them a product, right? Because really what we all care about is the story. And it's harder to sell a product than it is to sell your story. Because I know you believe in your story, but then trying to sell a book is... I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by comments. So trying to sell your book can be a lot harder than trying to sell your story. Okay, let's see. Some comments are, Megan says, and some readers are shy and will respond one-on-one to an email rather than replying in a public post on Facebook. That's so true. That's so true. Okay, so that's another good reason to have email, another good reason to have a website. Yes, Jeff Wheeler has a really amazing website. I think it has an intro, a really cool intro, but beware if you're at work and you click on it, because it starts like have your speakers turned off or have your headsets in, because I think it has a really cool intro, but it does have music. And Carrie, I'm going to go check out Sherilyn Kenyon's website. I've liked her books for a while, but I don't know that I've been to her website because I think back when I started reading her books, but websites weren't as common because I'm old. So that's what I'm going to talk about. That's my advice about websites and having an author website. And so you know, Megan and I have started an All Writers Welcome Academy. We're calling it the Academy because it's AWW Academy. Anyways, we started an academy, and in that academy, I'm working on right now making a module or a video course about how to make an author website. So if you are interested in finding out more about the academy, we are doing an open house this Thursday. This Thursday night, we're doing an open house, Thursday evening in US times. So I will put the link to the open house in the description or in the comment, or Megan, if you want to put a link in the comments, or I'll put one in the comments. Anyways, you can come to the open house. We'll be talking about the academy, and we will be playing fun writer games. So we have some fun, right? We always have a good time, and you'll get to find out more about the academy. Right now, we are in the early stages of the academy, so the price is ridiculously low, and but has a ton of valuable content. So if you want to find out more about making a website or seeing what's in the academy, and we're inviting this for people who are really serious and ready to get going on their writing stuff. It's not for casual writers. It's for people who are really like ready to go. So if you are one of those people, come to the open house and find out, and just hang out. There's no obligation. You can just come to the open house and play writing games and hang out with me and Megan. If you want to know about these Facebook Lives and when we're getting these Facebook Lives, you can actually sign up to our newsletter. So we send an email out before the Facebook Lives start. So if you want to find out about the Facebook Lives before they start so that you can be here and ask questions, you know, Megan does hers on Thursdays and I do mine on Tuesdays. And you can be here live with us asking us questions. I do marketing and mindset, and Megan does writing tips. And we'd be happy to have you and let you know when we're going to go live. You can get a reminder in your email. And you can find that out at allwriterswelcome.com/newsletter. Yep. So, I'm going to put those links in so you can come to the open house or sign up for these Facebook Lives. Find out more about the academy, how to make a website. If you have any questions about how to make a website, go ahead and just put them in the comments, and I will hopefully, I'll see them and reply to them later, since you're not here right now, but some people will be watching this later. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will reply to them and give you all the help I can. You know, I'm here because I believe in you guys and your writing and what you're creating. And I think you are wonderful. So here to help as much as possible. And I will, if there's no questions now, I will see you later. Okay. Bye.